We suspect that most Velar buyers will be more attracted to how the car looks than the way it drives, especially to the theatrical touches such as the flush door handles that motor themselves out of the door as the car is unlocked. The cabin employs high-quality materials in a striking design, but there also are some gimmicky touches. The air vents are about half the height of those in most cars, presumably dictated by design, and they seem to work about half as well, blowing noisily as the climate control system fights to push air through them. The Touch Pro Duo user interface also looks better than it works, with the two touchscreens duplicating some functions but being curiously reticent about others. There are two physical knobs whose functions are fluid and depend on which menu you've set the lower dashboard touchscreen to. The volume knob, mercifully, controls only the volume. Ditto the steering wheel control pads, which also can change function depending on the on-screen status of the digital gauge cluster. Meanwhile, despite the vast amount of real estate devoted to the screens, their touch points are relatively tiny. Even many of the fonts used in the gauge cluster are small and difficult to read at a glance. In the spirit of sampling forbidden fruit, we also took a brief spin on the more powerful diesel V6 Velar, which uses a 296 horsepower version of the 3.0-liter unit that powers TD6 versions of the Range Rover, including our now departed long-termer, Range Rover Sport, and Discovery. Although a far older engine architecture, dating back to a PSA-Ford joint venture in the early aughts, it delivers much more effortless thrust when pushed harder. And although the V6 can be noisy, the muscular hum it creates sounds better than the reedy four-cylinder. We should be sad it's not coming stateside. But, even in four-cylinder guise, the Velar diesel feels like a good alternative to the slightly overstressed base gasoline engine. Whether that jibes with the Velar's style-based emotional play remains to be seen.